Hi, everyone. How are you? You good? Lovely stuff. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some jokes for you. Whoa, yeah, I am. And some of you might find the jokes funny, some of you might not, and then just look at each other afterwards and go, well, that chick with the beard that won Eurovision, better singer than a comedian. So, hello, my name is Ash, 3-time regional finalist of the Charles Manson lookalike competition. I've had weirder than that. I did a gig in Hull earlier this year where someone came up to me afterwards and went, I like that Charles Manson joke you do, but honestly, I think you look more like the singer James Blunt if You're Beautiful hadn't been a hit. Because my life is brilliant. Anyway, I've had... people know the reference, very good. But I've had weird... It's good to be here because I've had some fucking weird gigs recently. Last week, I did a gig to a group of swingers at a house party in St. Helens. Bit weird, I don't drive, felt awkward, no keys to put in the bowl, so, you know, no one's going to be fun when they pull my bus ticket out there. They're not going to be into that. Did a gig in Warrington that was interrupted by 2 blokes trying to sell fake Rolexes out of a burlap sack. Good old Warrington. And the weirdest one I had was I gigged last weekend in Scotland, and it turns out that half the audience were children aged 7 to 10, and I wasn't made aware of that till I got on stage and saw them. And thought, well, what are we going to do here? I swear I say rude things. I didn't want to offend the children or the parents in the audience. And then I remembered fidget spinners, mate. Kids like fidget spinners. Parents buy fidget spinners. I had a joke about fidget spinners. I have saved the gig. Started doing the joke. Realised when I started, guys, that the punchline to that joke was kiddie fiddler. Awkward gig. But things have been going all right for me. I have a girlfriend, been together for 5 years. Yay! Thank you. Everyone cheering the idea. Someone would even have sex with me. Thank you. I said that wrong as well. What I meant to say was I had a girlfriend. We were together for 5 years. You seemed less fucking bothered about that bit, didn't you? It's like you sat there thinking, well, we've met you, mate, and no offence, we can probably see why she did it. But we were together for 5 years, and I think that we never really clicked, which sounds insane after 5 years, but she was really intelligent, very highly educated, had a psychology degree. I mean, you've got me, working class, got away with Word. It's a grower, that one, isn't it? Yeah. But it's a weird thing because, you know, the worst thing was that we split, but we were so broke, and because of the contract we signed for the flat, we had to share the same flat together for another 6 months. Not good for me, not good for her, really not good for a new partner. Forgot to mention that, didn't I? She's got a new partner. Nice person, Helen is her name. And I think I ruined it when we first moved in, because my ex was a big fan of musicals. So what we did was we watched the film West Side Story. And if you've never seen West Side Story, listen into this. Because I'm one of those people that, and you'll probably know these people, those people that can't not shut up and say stupid shit during a film. Yeah, well, yeah. You're pointing at him in front of me. He's in trouble, isn't he? But what happened was, it was the Maria song, which is a very big scene in the whole film, where the lead character, Tony, sings about the love of his life, and he goes, Maria, I'll never stop singing Maria. And I leaned over to my ex at that point and said, spoiler alert, he does stop singing it. 27 hours she ignored me for, a personal record. I often think that maybe I was actually happier before I met her. So when I was single before I met her, life was going all right, guys. I had friends with benefits. It was going all right, and then they went on universal credit, and that all fucking stopped. So to text someone about a one-night stand nowadays, I've got to wait 6 weeks to get a response. And I thought that, life was futile. I do gigs now where I see women who look lovely in the audience and think, gosh, are they attracted to me? Is that going to be the next one? And all I can think of is they're probably thinking, you'd be the most disappointing stripper at a hen do, Ash. How'd you like your sexy sailors? Oh, malnourished, please. Hello. And I thought everything was over. And then I got a message. I'm going to read it for you. Hi, Ash. It's Jenny. Good start. It's a girl. Either that or a boy with awful parents. I hope you don't mind me contacting you on here, but I am one of the assistant producers for a new ITV dating show. The show is called Back to Mine. A show where one person will investigate the homes of 3 potential dates. Out of the 3 homes, they will pick who they think is most suitable to go on a date with. Is this something you'd be interested in? I've not accepted this offer yet, partly because I'm worried about someone going around my house without me being there, and then also seeing a bookshelf with 2 bookshelves full of books about serial killers, and thinking, probably not a big catch. There are great love stories in the world like Romeo and Juliet. None of those stories start with the line, does someone need to own that many books about Jack the Ripper? And I'd be terrible on a date, because I love the subject of serial killers. It's not a great first date subject. Hello, have a seat. Do you want to talk about the Morse murderers for 2 hours over a tiramisu? Because that's what's going to happen. If you can't handle me in my Harold Shipman love, you don't deserve my Ted Bundy. And there's that old saying, isn't there? If I had a pound. Well, if I had a pound for every time I was intimate when I was living in the same flat as my ex, I would have had minus 17 pounds. I'll explain the maths. Very simple equation. What you do is you deduct a pound for every time in the flat together, and you crack one off when you hear them doing it through the wall. So, I mean, you can look at me like that all you want, but we've all got needs, haven't we? So, I mean, mate, I'm in debt to a sexy bank account that exists merely in my imagination at the moment. I'm just spunking money up the wall, really, aren't I? So, I'm going to finish now. Not like that, with a joke, just in case you got a bit worried. I'm going to tell a story about something that happened to me on a train. Now, I don't drive, so when I do gigs, comedy is a very late job, so when I have to do gigs, I have to get the very late trains home. Now, you've all probably got this train home before. Some of you will call it the drunk train, probably. I like to call it Agatha Christie's Murder on the Trans-Pennine Express. And I was on this train, and there was 1 seat available, 1 seat, and the woman in the seat was a nun, right? And in the seat next to her that was spare, she had her bag on the seat, which in my opinion, guys, makes her a nun with a bad habit. Get fucked, that's a great pun. And I said, is anyone sat there? And she went, yes, but there was no one sat there, mate. So I can only assume she reserved it for God, who, you know, created the world in 7 days, but it also turns out bloody loves a rail saver. So I've got to stand in the middle of this train. I've got drunk people to the left of me, Hindus to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. Another song reference you got. Well done, guys. We're on a roll here. And then I turn around after 10 minutes, and what do I see? What do I see? I see you. Not actually you, love, but metaphorically a woman who got on the train with me at the same platform, who was absolutely hammered, had got the seat next to the nun. And that got me thinking, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong to not get that seat? I'm perfectly sane, clearly. What could I have offered her? A vow of chastity? You've heard about my sex life. Wouldn't have been a massive loss, would it? What did she offer the nun? Does she know all the lyrics to Sister Act 1 and 2? Because guess who bloody does? And you know what the most embarrassing thing was about it, guys? The most humiliating thing, and I'm going to finish on this. You would think, wouldn't you, Liverpool? Oh, God, you'd bloody think. For after 2,000 years, a nun sees someone who looks like moi on a train, she'd welcome me with open arms. Amen. You've all been lovely. If you want to follow me, you can. I'm getting the 10:30 from Lime Street. I've been Ash Preston. You're great. Thanks very much. Stay alive.